All right, so, the first month of the NFL is coming to an end. September is about to be over. And with that, we have the monthly awards. Derek Carr, Raiders quarterback, awarded Offensive Player of the Month for the AFC, which I think is great. And, I always thought Derek Carr has been underrated. Being on the Raiders is not easy for anyone because the Raiders are, kind of made fun of by other teams and fans and, the players don't really get respect, even if they're really good. And that's kind of how Carr is. Yeah, he makes mistakes sometimes, but so do every other quarterback. He's very underrated. Like if I ever went and said Derek Carr's the best quarterback in the NFL, I would get flamed for it, even though statistically he is the best quarterback in the NFL right now. He has a ridiculous start to the season. He leads the league in passing yards, which is just incredible. He has over 1,200 yards this year so far, and we're only through 3 games. He has 1,203 yards to be exact. He's on pace to shatter the single season passing yardage record, which we'll see if that happens. He's been brilliant. He's definitely an MVP candidate for sure. And I think he deserves this 100%. Through 3 games, he's thrown for 6 touchdowns, so 2 touchdowns a game. Only 2 interceptions, which is pretty good. His completion percentage is about 65%. And he's doing great. He's doing fantastic, which I've just been loving to see. I think the Raiders, we do tend to start out slow, like very strong. Like we'll go and be 6-3, like we were the last 2 years, and then we'll decline and we'll end up 8-8 or 7-9. But I think this year is different. I think the Raiders have proven they can beat playoff contending teams. Beating the Ravens is definitely hard. The Ravens are a team that beat the Chiefs, who won the AFC last year and won the Super Bowl the year before that. We beat the Steelers, who aren't great this year, but they were great last year too. We beat the Dolphins, who had a 10-win season last year. So, that's definitely super notable. And we're playing the Chargers next week, who, Derek Carr himself said it's a second home game. It's a second home stadium, which is very true. So I think that's going to be a big one. But I wanted to talk about Carr because I think Carr doesn't get all the respect he deserves. And yeah, I think people are hard on him when he makes mistakes. But when you're playing on a team right now that has a very lackluster offensive line and hardly a run game, you are the alpha male on the team. And that's exactly what Carr is doing. He's brilliant. And we had Josh Jacobs for part of week 1, and we haven't had him since. Hopefully he'll be back soon. So the run game's been pretty lackluster. We've had Peyton Barber and Drake, who've been all right. The offensive line is pretty terrible. They're just penalty generators, and, they don't block that much super well. But I think Carr is making the most of what he's got. We just got to cross our fingers that he stays healthy. And, I'm loving this MVP caliber play from Carr. And I think, if the Raiders have any shot at making the playoffs, this is the year to do it because our defense has gotten so much better than last year. Our only liability in my eyes right now is the offensive line. And until Jacobs comes back, which is seemingly soon, is the run game. But besides that, Derek Carr, the sky's the limit for this guy. He's in his 8th NFL season, and he still isn't really showing his full potential, which I think is now finally showing with this crazy 3-0 start that no one really expected. The Raiders, I guess, are tied for first with the Broncos, but Broncos have played very bad teams to start the year. And I do think they're a decent team, but I don't think they really deserve to be put in the same category with the Raiders in terms of their success so far. Because when you play, 3 winless teams, that's not hard. The Raiders played 3 very good teams. I wouldn't say the Dolphins are very good, but they were last year, and they have good key players that went to overtime. But yeah, that's pretty much it though. Happy for Carr. I just think this will be an interesting milestone, and maybe I'll look back on this and think, wow, he won MVP of this month in the offensively in the American Football Conference, and now he is doing all this successful stuff. So, anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts. I'll see you guys later, and yeah, go Raiders, go Derek Carr.